Dearly beloved, Elul. Elul is a very, very powerful month. According to the Mekubalim, we're told Elul is Rashi Tevois Ani ledodi vedodi li. I am to my beloved, and my beloved is to me. What does that mean? It means that the Kadosh Baruch Hu is available and is waiting for you. There's always a debate in Shamayim between the Jewish people and Hashem. Hashem says, do tshuva and come to me. And we say, no, Hashem, you make us do tshuva and we'll come to you. Hashivenu elecha v'nashuva. We want Hashem to do this. But Elul comes, and the month says, Ani ledodi, I have to be ready for my beloved, for Hashem, and then Hashem is going to be for me. This is the opportunity that we have to get ourselves ready to receive the King. We all received notice that we are going to court. We have to be in front of the judge on Rosh Hashanah. We have less than 30 days to get ready for our court date. Imagine if somebody had to go to court and there was a chance that he would go to jail. How much money, how much preparation, how much would he do to avoid a sentence? And that's Melech Basar, this is Basar Vadam, a human being who's going to be your judge. Where maybe you can bribe, you could try to give him that cute smile that your mother told you had, right? You can give him the, look innocent. But you can't play those games with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And so, we are going to use the 3 o'clock shir to prepare for Rosh Hashanah, for Yom Adin. And so we have Elul. Rav Dessler, we're learning Rav Dessler, Michtav Eliyahu, the second volume in Chodesh Elul. There's a pasuk in Tehillim, in Hosea, Ki yesharim darkei Hashem. The path of Hashem are straight. Yesharim. Straight path. V'tzadikim yelechu bam. Tzadiks follow that path. V'posh'im, transgressors, yikashlu bam. They stumble on them. What does that pasuk mean? Rav Dessler explains, Darkei Hashem, the way that the Kadosh Baruch Hu runs this world, is in a way that we can comprehend. Whatever comes to our senses, to our mind, whatever is surrounding us, whether it's things that we recognize with our intellect, whether the things that we hear, we see, we smell, we taste, we touch, all of this information that we are collecting are sent to us by Hashem. And they're given to us in order for us to learn from it. But it means you have to live your life by paying attention to what's happening around you. Don't be a zombie. I finished Minyan this morning. I was walking home and there was this kid going to Minyan, and he's like, it's like his mother just woke him up, she dressed him, and he just pushed him out of the house. I don't know how he put on tefillin when he got to shul, over here, wrong hand. Don't live your life as a zombie. Everything that is coming to you, it's sent to you from Hashem as a message. What's the message? Okay, that requires work to interpret, how to understand it, what to do with it. And so, it's siyata dishmaya for us in order to teach us the path of truth. That's the first part of the pasuk. Ki yesharim darkei Hashem. The paths, multiple paths of Hashem are straight. Okay, so when a person asks for direction and you tell him, go straight, what does it mean? Literally, go straight. You cannot get lost. Just stay on the street. Just follow, right, the yellow brick road. Stay on this and you will get to where you need to go. The path that Hashem sets up for each and every one of us is derech yeshara. It's a straight path. So now we ask ourselves, okay? So what happens when we seem to get lost? If it's a straight path from me to Hashem, why is it so hard? Why is it so difficult? Why do I keep wondering what should I be doing? Maybe I do this, do that. He says the path that Hashem has set up for us is a path that you cannot fall. You cannot. As long as you stay, you should not go to the right or to the left. Stay on the path. Which means what? That the path to Hashem is a straight path, but an ascent. Aliyah, which is what we talked about earlier today. It's an aliyah, it's a path to go up. Does it mean going up is easy? No. Nowhere does it say easy. You're not going to be successful in life if you want to live like a cupcake. Life is not meant to be easy, Rabbi said. You're going to have amazing times in your life. You're going to have difficult times. You're going to have times like this, times like that. But it's all by design from Hashem. And so, Baruchnius in spirituality, the path is an ascent. And the tzaddikim, whatever Hashem sends them, they are using it to grow. What's happening over there? Okay, so tell them to come here. Shalom Natan. What's going on? You know the rules. I got to see you. It's being taped, so go ahead. Go right ahead. Me? While I'm filming? Take 20 minutes of makeup to get me to look this good. He wants me to ruin it with food. Now let's all stare at him. I'm kidding. Don't make him feel self-conscious. So tzaddikim use whatever Hashem gives them for an aliyah. Whether it's Yisurim, whether it's problems in Shlom Bayit, whether it's problem in Parnasa, whether it's Shefa, extra money, extra whatever it is, everything is used the aliyah. Now you say, Rabbi, I didn't say it's easy. But we are learning. And what about the Posh'im? the transgressors, he says, Yikash lubam. They stumble. Stumble on what? On the same path that a tzaddik is walking. Why? Why are they stumbling and the tzaddik keeps growing and growing and growing? What's the difference? Says Rav Dessler, the difference is in bechira. The choices they make. Bechira. Where they transgress is by their choices. Every human being gets the same from Hashem. The same path. Not identical, but the same. Similar. You getting your challenges, blessings, difficulty, whatever it is. Every single person. So why is one person is growing and becoming a great tzaddik, and the other one is falling lower, till he's wallowing in the mud? What happened? The difference is what you do with what Hashem gives you. You could use Ben Azmanim to grow, or you could use it to start comparing yourself, and then you start going down. People daven, they want to get married. Where you think a woman is going to necessarily, by definition, make an ascent and allow you to be a big, great tzaddik? No. You could make the wrong choices with the right woman. You could hold on to your arrogance, hold on to your physical desires. There's no guarantee that she's going to be there. Not be tough. So, pushim, whatever is on their path, they make the wrong choice. And by making the right choice, they don't learn the right thing. That's the difference. Instead of learning the emes, they're learning the falsity. They're learning the sheker, the falsehood. And the key is that whatever Hashem is giving you, you learn the emes, the truth, and rather than falsity. And if you make the wrong choice, you choose the wrong thing, you transgress, you become poshea. You made the wrong choice. It starts with the choices that you're making. In Elul, you have to start paying attention to what choices you're making. You could make the choice that your Elul is going to be like your summer's man. Especially at the last 2 weeks where you were, I can't do it anymore, Rabbi. Enough with this gittin. Why are we learning about slaves? Or you could say to yourself, my Elul, I'm going to use it to grow. I'm going to use it not to stumble. How so? That's what we're going to talk about. When we think of obstacles, think of this concept that transgressors have obstacles on their path, and therefore they stumble. Is that fair for Hashem to put obstacles, to cause him to trip? No. No. Says Rav Dessler, lo shayach latet michshol lifnei boicher. It's not shayach. It's not even in the ballpark to think that the Kadosh Baruch Hu is setting up a person who has choices to make to stumble. Puts a bunch of stumbling blocks before him. Now let's see what he does with this. Oh, he fell. Look at that. So what is he going to do? So then you get to him on Rosh Hashanah like, look, hey, we caught you. We caught you doing this. We caught you doing that. That blonde girl, that was I, put her there, busted. That old girlfriend that called back from South Africa that wants to America, that wants to meet you, and she's going to come to Israel and shoot you. I put her there. You failed, busted. Is that really the relationship? Lo shayach. That's not how we understand. Then what? What is the concept of michshol? It says the michshol is the choice that the person makes, that he makes the wrong choice. The choice that you make decides whether you're a tzaddik or a rasha. That's it. What's the difference between a tzaddik and a rasha? Simple. A tzaddik chooses to do righteous things, and a rasha chooses not to do righteous things. So, you can either come to class and learn, or you can come to class and zone out. I wouldn't know the difference. You notice I left out the option of not coming to class. Elul. Speaking of which, where's Hoodie?
Oh, he's with his family.
He had to pick up his mother. Or according to him, to fetch his mother. We don't fetch in English. In America, we don't fetch. I don't know, do you fetch in Canada?
Fetch or fetch?
Fetch. Kvetch. You're Bukharian, you don't know what kvetching is. You're using too many Yiddish words. Maybe you're not really Bukharian. Maybe you just switch to the other side and we'll get you a short, fat yenta with a mustache. Oh! See? Good. The difference between a tzaddik and a rasha is simply whether you're going according to your desires, your heart, or do you follow the will of Hashem? That's it. Do you ask yourself, what does Hashem want? And then you do what he wants? Or do you say, hey, what does Eitan want? Eitan want, yeah, there you go. Well, in order for that, you're going to have to steal, rob, kill, murder, whatever. One of the sad aspects of society is that it turns out to be that what is most important these days is to get attention. And to get attention means that you have to do things that are outrageous. Film them, post them, and get likes or followers. And you get money, and then you have to do more outrageous things. And the more outrageous things that you do, then you get more attention, which means, really, that's the life we want? What about being modest? Modest is not only about dressing, it's about behavior. Modest is that I don't live my life outwardly so that I would draw attention to my existence. Modest. There are people who want to work out. Right, Moshe? Some people. We know some of them. Some of our good friends. They work out. But the question is, what's the motivation for working out? If their motivation is for health, to feel good about themselves, Tzuyan, Hashem. Tikkun HaGuf is a big, important mitzvah. The Rambam writes about it. But if it is so that, as we say in colloquial Arabic, shufuni anas, that people would look at me and go, psh, look at this guy. I want to be like him. You know? That's a problem, right? If you walk by every mirror going like, you know, like, hey buddy, maybe it's enough. I didn't say anything. You thought that you should say something. So it sounds like you want to confess. Say something.
I did want to confess.
Yes, sir.
I see Shah doing it too much.
Listen, if I had Shaya's physique, it'd be all over. Probably wouldn't be able to get home. I'd get accosted in the light rail. Baruch Hashem. So, whether a person is a rasha, whether a person is a tzaddik, we all get the same tools. It's not that the eyes of a rasha are different than your eyes, or that your eyes are different than the eyes of the Gadol Ador, of the tzaddik of our generation. It's the same eyes. It's the same ears. Which means, what makes one person a tzaddik and another person a rasha? The choices that you make. When you see something that you shouldn't be watching, question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to go, wait a minute, hey dude? Or do you go,
hey dude?
Did you see what I saw? All right, good. And then you realize you're in the men's mikveh. Oh boy. A tzaddik and a rasha have the same kelim. And so, the person who uses this kelim, the siyata dishmaya that Hashem gives him, is he using it to come closer to Hashem, to go up, or does he use them to go down? That's the question. That's Elul for you, my friend. Every aspect, try to think of every aspect during your day. Am I going to use this to go up, or am I going to use this to go down? The tzaddik is tzaddikim yelechu bam. They go with the tools that Hashem gave them, and they grow. And poshim yikashlu bam. The same things that are giving to a regular person that he makes the wrong choices, he becomes a transgressor. There isn't this formula that, these people are getting special and become tzaddikim, and then the other ones get, and then they become Rashai. No. The choice is in front of every single human being. I'm using human being, I didn't say Jew. Even they have a choice. Do you want to be a tzaddik or you want to be a rasha? So if you make the decision, you make a tzaddik, you use what Hashem is giving you to grow, you're on the right path. Yes?
What's the idea of a person who wants to be on the path of the tzaddik, and he's on the route, but then he does vera, does something like
It's coming next. But first, and I'm hammering this, I know it's like over and over, but I think that's going to be how it is going to be impactful. There is no compromise between the two choices. Either you use what Hashem is giving you to grow, or you use it to stumble and go down. There's no middle ground. Either you're a tzaddik, or you're a rasha. And so, either you're going up, Yudah, or you're going down. Now, if you knew the Gemaras, and for example, the Tanya, the Gemara says that there's something called Beinoni. Beinoni means the middle one. The Rambam brings it l'halacha in Hilchot Shuvah. If you stick around with Rabbi Gottlieb, you'll get to it. There is a concept of Beinoni in Judaism. Beinoni is not a tzaddik and not a rasha. Beinoni. Rav Dessler says Beinoni, there's no such thing. Beinoni is somebody who constantly vacillates between tzaddik, rasha. Tzaddik, rasha. Tzaddik, rasha. Go to class, won't go to class. Waste my time or learn a little bit. They are inconsistent in their decision making. That's a Beinoni. When they make the right choice, they are in the category of a tzaddik. And so when you make the right choice, you're a tzaddik. When you make the wrong choice, you are now in the camp of rasha. But now the game starts again. It doesn't determine necessarily that now the next choice you have to make, that you're going to make it on the rasha side. No, you have a choice to go this way. Will it be a little harder? Yes. Yes. When you remove yourself from this holy yeshiva, the choices are harder. It's going to be harder. Why? Because your environment is not as supportive as the rabbis here. At home, nobody's going to yell at you. Over here, we will. Why do we yell at you? Because we care about you. Not that's like, I don't buy it, Rabbi. When you make one wrong choice, yeah, it might be easier to make another wrong choice. Might be easier. But you still have bchira now what to do next. The Rambam writes in Hilchot Shuvah, every single Jew could be a tzaddik like Moshe Rabbeinu, or a rasha like Yerovam ben Nevat. You could either be a tzaddik like Moshe Rabbeinu. He didn't say chacham. He didn't say novi. He said tzaddik. You could be a tzaddik like Moshe Rabbeinu. Nothing is stopping you. Nothing is blocking you from becoming a tzaddik, except your choices. You make the right choices, you will be a tzaddik. You make wrong choices, you go into this camp. Zeu. In your life, Hashem, if you think about this path, the pasuk goes according to the path. But imagine you're sitting at a table, something you're used to, and the cards are dealt. And you get a hand. And the question is, what do you do with your cards? And you have to make choices. If you make the right choices with the cards that you received, okay, then you become a tzaddik. You make the wrong choices, you become a rasha. Either you win or you lose. And there's no quitting. You can't just wake up one day and say, Hashem, that's it, I'm out. Doesn't work that way. So you have to play with the cards that Hashem is giving you, new cards every day. It's exciting. You wake up in the morning and you say, Hashem, thank you for returning my neshama. I have more Gemara to learn. I have more Torah to learn. I have more experiences to experience. What are you sending me today? And I can tell you stories of days that I don't know what. And all of a sudden something happens that I just, whoa. It happens. The question is, what do you do when you have choices to make? And you have thousands of choices to make every day. All the time. Am I going to think these ideas that I shouldn't be thinking about? Nothing. I'm not talking about real schmutz. Just nonsense. Should I be thinking about that? Should I go this way? Should I speak Lashon Hara or no? Should I listen to this or no? Should I curse? Maybe I shouldn't curse. Clean up it. Choices. You have choices to make. Wake up in the morning. Ask yourself, what am I going to dress today? All of these are choices. All of these are opportunities to use them as an ascent, to grow. Or do you use those opportunities to stumble? It's up to you. I can't make the decisions for you. This is what Elul is all about. You have an opportunity to reevaluate the choices you are making every day, every second, every hour. And you might think it's too much. But if you think about it, that's what you've been doing up to now. You're always making choices. Even choosing not to choose is a choice. No? Right? If you choose, I'm not going to decide what I do today. I'll stay in bed. That's a choice, my friend. Our life, whether you think you're playing the game or not playing the game, that is the game. And the question is, do you want to play it like a winner? Or do you want to already fold and essentially lose? Okay. When times are good, when good things happen to us, you can remember those times, right? That the kindergarten teacher gave you the first popsicle, right? And told your parents how wonderful you are. And your mom made you nice, whatever your favorite thing was, and you loved it. You thought the world was amazing. When things are good, we look at the world differently than when things are difficult. Our perspective changes. And the perspective changes, we sometimes make choices. Because our perspective switched, we make choices in a different way than we would have if. And so, when things are going well, Rav Dessler says, truth begins to appear before him. It's easier to see the emes. When things are tough, it's harder to see the emes. Because you're trying to keep your head out of the water. And therefore, he can recognize the opportunities of ascent that are available to you. You notice this, you notice that, you notice this. And so, when a person misses, it doesn't read the map correctly, it misinterprets what he's seeing, then he makes the wrong choices. And therefore, it becomes more problematic and more problematic and more problematic because he keeps falling. What's our case? Where are we in this? Are we on the path of tzaddikim? You answer to yourself. You don't have to yell outside. Rav Dessler writes, if a person wants to recognize the truth, he will recognize that many times he's transgressing and transgressing and transgressing. What's worse is that there are a lot of us who don't even know that they're transgressing. They have no idea. They think they're fine. Many of our brothers and sisters around the world think that we're nuts. That we are the ones that are stumbling. They don't see that there's anything wrong with what they do. Adrabah, they say that we are right and you're wrong. They interpret the emes to be sheker and sheker to be emes. Sad. So now we're going to move. We're going to start this on Sunday. We're going to look at the Torah itself. That is the opportunity to learn Torah. What is the nisayon in Torah learning? And then we're going to see what is the nisayon of Eretz Yisrael, so that we can now understand what is the nisayon of Elul. Each of these are kelim to bring us closer to Hashem. But we have to make the right choices to bring, so those kelim would work and bring us to Hashem. And if we don't use them correctly, Hashem Yerachem. But that's on Sunday. Gentlemen, Mincha is at 3:45. I will give you a couple of minutes to get ready. Have a good Shabbos.